Welcome to the 9th edition of the Andalucia bike race presented by Caja Rural Jaén. This race is one of the world's most important mountain bike stage races. What lies ahead are 6 fun and exciting days of genuine mountain biking through the provinces of Córdoba and Jaén. Before we see all the action that happened between the 8th and 13th of April, first we'll have a look at e-bikes, which many say are the future. Here we see the participants in the first edition of the Andalucia e-bike ride. We are already deep into the first stage, an individual time trial with start and finish in Linares, the new flash stage. This stage traces a route that's similar to the last edition, with short, fast and intense sections with lots of fun single track, interspersed with passing sections.
Bienvenidos a la 9ª edición de Andalucía Bike Race. Discurrirá por el distrito minero de Linares. Un recorrido corto, explosivo, revirado, con muchos cambios de ritmo, ideal para los especialistas de cross country. Las diferencias no serán muy grandes, será una jornada muy reñida.
The rain and mud have injected a bit more drama to make this first stage even more epic. Among the cast of featured participants, we see Natalia Fischer, who was gunning for the stage from the first minute in the elite women's category. The Norwegian Hildegunn Hovdenak, who finished second behind the Malagan, saved her strength for the remaining days. In the men's elite category, all eyes were on Tiago Ferreira, the Portuguese world champion of the DMT racing team, and David Valero, Spanish champion of the MMR factory racing. However, it was the Dutchman Hans Becking, Ferreira's teammate, who claimed the time trial with an intense effort from the start. It was Becking who claimed the first place, followed closely by Valero. Closing out the podium in third was Córdoba's Victor Manuel Fernández of Wolf Bike, who fought fiercely throughout the time trial to finish among the top spots.
The first stage, everybody is super nervous and excited, but yeah, for me it went out very well. There's a lot of rain, which suits me because in Holland and Belgium it's a lot of rain lately, so I'm used to it.
Stage 2. Once again in Linares, we follow protocol with the ribbon cutting performed by local authorities to start the first marathon stage, which was based on one of the stages from last year's edition. This year's stage featured more single track, plus a section that passed through some breathtaking landscapes near the Rumblar Reservoir.
Primera etapa maratón con 3 tramos bien diferenciados. Un inicio muy rodador para ir en grupo atravesando los típicos olivares de Jaén. Entramos en bosque, junto al embalse de Rumblar, donde los senderos empezarán a seleccionar la carrera. Terminamos entrando en el distrito minero de Linares para poner la puntilla.
The 75.2 kilometer route, with 1,252 meters of climbing, quickly caused the peloton to split. Valero and Ferreira set a pushing pace from the beginning of the stage. The race leader, DMT's Becking, flatted and got dropped. In the women's elite category, the leader Fischer struggled to maintain the race pace. In the end, the Portuguese racer Tiago Ferreira of the DMT team outpaced the Spanish champion David Valero of the MMR team. In the women's race, the Norwegian Hildegunn Hovdenak, winner of the last edition, defended the title by winning the stage and snatching the lead from Natalia Fischer. The Andalusian José María Sánchez and the Dane Lisette Rosenbeck make the podium in the marathon second stage.
I think for me it was tough the first 30 kilometers, but then the stage opened up and we got some nice flowy sections, and that's where the legs started working really well.
And from Linares we head to Cordoba, but first we stop in Andújar. We see the race participants in the paddock area prior to the departure. The Andalucia bike race is the older sister of La Rioja bike race, Asturias bike race and the Catalunya bike race. All 4 events are organised by Octagon S2. In stage 3, Valero and Ferreira are again the main players. It's a classic but tough stage that served as a transition between the provinces of Jaén, with its race based in Linares, and Córdoba, with a new starting stretch along the fertile plain of the Guadalquivir River, then crossing the Marmolejo to link up with the Centenera climb.
Una de las etapas más atractivas y completas, con 2 principales subidas, la Centenera y el Madroño, y 2 descensos determinantes, los Caracolillos y Camino Viejo. Una etapa importante pero no decisiva que podría deparar las primeras sorpresas.
The leader, Norwegian Hovdenak, started strongly but was chased by the Spaniard Natalia Fischer. In the men's elite race, the Madroño climb proved to be the deciding point of the stage in favour of David Valero. Ferreira arrived second, but the remaining podium place came down to a sprint won by Sanchez of the Buff Scott team. Fischer, just as last year, wins in Andújar, and at the race's midpoint leads the Andalucia bike race presented by Caja Rural Jaén.
Siempre he estado controlando la carrera, que no se me fuera, y ya en el puerto, en el kilómetro 20, sabía que era mi momento, me he arriesgado, me ha salido bien la jugada, por decirlo así, y la verdad que me he sentido muy bien desde el primer momento y he podido sacarle diferencia y creo que me he colocado como líder.
MMR Factory Racing has 2 leaders, Fischer in elite women and Valero in elite men. Racing in women's elite, Rosenbeck shows strength in 3rd place. We are now heading into the 4th stage, which started off fast for a brief tour through Villafranca de Córdoba. A few kilometers outside of the Cordoban town, the mountain bike racers turn into the woods and onto the dirt, where a selection was made in the race's mid-pack, but not in the main group.
La 4ª etapa transcurre por un terreno oscilante, un continuo rompepiernas. La bici corre, te invita a ir rápido. Adrenalina, diversión, te creces, te vienes arriba. Pero cuidado, podrías explotar.
In the women's elite race, the Norwegian Hildegunn Hovdenak started strong and overtook Fischer within little more than 2 minutes. After the first feed zone, Ferreira, Becking and Valero took the lead. We see Fischer in action, who managed to reduce Hovdenak's advantage to 20 seconds by the end of the day. Victory for the Dutchman Hans Becking, followed by Portugal's Ferreira and Spain's Valero. Valero held on to the lead, with Ferreira in second and Becking in third.
Y bueno, vamos a ver cómo va respondiendo el cuerpo. Hasta hoy muy bien, quedan 2 días y seguro que a partir de ahora se notará mucho más la fatiga.
In the women's elite race, Fischer defends her lead against Hildegunn Hovdenak.
Hoy será duro, pero Andalucía Bike Race vale.
Hoy te habrás levantado cansado, dolorido, apagado. Pensarás, ¡buf! ¿Qué hago yo aquí? Pero prepárate, vas a flipar. La etapa reina será decisiva y memorable, con senderos que parecen llevarte solo, con mucho ritmo y diversión. La Buff Super Stage te obligará a dar lo mejor de ti, pero también te ofrecerá lo mejor del mountain bike.
The Buff Superstage, Stage 5, where the day's demands came not only from the 87.2 km stage profile, with 1,693 meters of climbing, the edition's longest, but also from the difficulty of the race route. The stage stayed together in the first kilometers through the iconic section of the Córdoba mountain range, and included a pass through the Guadalmayato Canal. Once, on the Canchuela climb, a selection was made that featured the ever-present main players, David Valero and Thiago Ferreira. The Buff Superstage was really hard, but also key to determining the general classification. The Buff Scott team wanted to be in the mix on the front of the stage that also bears its name. Hildegunn Hovdenak, the Norwegian champion wanted to be there too, where she sought to upset the GC from the start. The Spaniard David Valero made a decisive attack with 20 kilometers to go until the finish. Valero climbed the podium accompanied by members of the Buff Scott team, with Jose Maria Sanchez and Miguel Muñoz securing the hard-earned but well-deserved podium finishes. Valero had a 7-minute advantage over the Portuguese champion Tiago Ferreira, who ended up crashing and injuring his leg, which we can see in the images. In the women's elite race, Hildegunn Hovdenak, the 2018 winner, takes aim at the lead and positions herself to defend her title. And lastly, the finisher stage in Córdoba. It's a fast stage in which the racers are able to enjoy the beautiful trials and dirt roads that this stage showcases. El Reventón, Las Jaras, Los Villares, mind-blowing. No one wanted to miss this edition. In fact, two people who didn't want to miss out were the international mountain biking legends Carlos Coloma and José Antonio Hermida, Olympic medalists and ambassadors for the mountain bike races organised by Octagon.
Si has llegado hasta aquí, hoy te mereces un gran día y te hemos preparado un final apoteósico. Un recital de senderos inolvidables, público animando, un ambiente sensacional, las emociones a flor de piel y en meta tu medalla de finisher.
Ferreira forged a white-hot pace, followed by Becking and Valero. Fischer soloed the stage with an aim to cut the time between herself and Hovdenak and come out triumphant in the end. What's also great about mountain biking in Andalucia is that the fans lined the race route to cheer on the racers. The final victory went to Ferreira, in a stage in which the UCI judges decided to stop at the second control point due to an incident on the course, with that official time determining the general classification. Fischer wins the stage in the women's elite and Ferreira in the men's, both finishing second in the general classification. In the end, David Valero is crowned champion of the Andalucia bike race presented by Caja Rural Jaén.
Bueno, la verdad que contento, bueno, pudiendo ganar esta Andalucía Bike Race, al final una prueba en Andalucía, en mi casa, y bueno, al final muy contento de esta victoria y bueno, ahora seguir trabajando de cara a lo que nos queda por delante.
This year the weather is better and it's possible to enjoy the victory. And today was very hard, but I managed to take the overall, and yeah, I'm happy with that.
This is a first-rate race that offers first-class services and activities for racers, friends and family before, during and after each stage. After seeing the general classifications in the men's and women's elite categories, we will review the rest of the categories featured in this year's edition. And there you have it, all the thrills and spills that made up the 9th edition of the Andalucia bike race presented by Caja Rural Jaén. We hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget that we still have La Rioja bike race, Asturias bike race and the Catalunya bike race to come. See you soon.